Time to wake up. It's Saturday morning. Find some milk and cereal. Grab a bowl and spoon. No, a bigger spoon. Head to the living room and take a seat on the floor while Joseph and Chris present to you Saturday Morning Cartoon!
Hello everybody, welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoon Boom! This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, tossed on the floor with big bowls of sugar cereal, and we'll try your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And this morning we watched Sonic X.
The one after, wait, what letter comes before X? C, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. It's after Sonic W.
After Sonic W, before Sonic XI, also the lead-in to Sonic versus Jason.
Yes, that's my favorite Sonic, to be sure. Speaking of, like, different Sonic cartoons, let me ask you this, Joseph. Why are all Sonic things just basically garbage? Like, the cartoons... The any game made after the Genesis, why are they all horrible?
I think there's just a very specific way you have to handle Sonic, and it can only be done really on a 2D plane as a platformer. You try to go and excel past that, I don't know. It's a gamble, and it usually doesn't pay off. Although, I think I enjoyed the Dreamcast Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure was all right, yes. I'll give that. But the Dreamcast was like that system that was great and that we needed and that, like, nobody cared. Like, they just kind of stopped making games for it.
Dreamcast was a system we needed, but it was a system we didn't deserve, obviously, since not enough people paid attention to it.
Exactly. That's where one of my favorite games of all time comes from. At the time, it was Jet Grind Radio.
Oh,
Later known as Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio Future. I love that. It all started with the Dreamcast because it was awesome.
Dreamcast also had Power Stone, which was an awesome game.
Yeah. You know what wasn't awesome, though? Was Sonic stuff after after that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool games for Dreamcast, but we're not on Dreamcast right now. We're talking about Sonic cartoons. And we have watched many of them. Is this our fourth one? How many?
It's our fourth one. There's a fifth coming, I know. Well, there's a fifth in the list, for sure. And I don't know if that's all of the Sonic cartoons. I don't know. Not happy about it. Not happy that there's so many.
Yeah, so who suggested this?
This was suggested to us by ReekHigh. I don't know if that's like his name or her name, or if it's just a horrible high school that, you know, like some cartoon characters would attend. That sounds fun, but like, yeah, ReekHigh.
ReekHigh sounds like a high school in some sort of monster set universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's not the main school. It's not like Transylvania U. It's like a competitive school where local sports teams are competing, and ReekHigh is their current competition.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Their mascot is just like those little smell waves.
No, it's a garbage heap, but he's also got arms and legs. Like, he's a monster made of garbage. I don't know, trashy, stinky. He's got a name.
Yeah.
I think Stinky, just to stick along with the ReekHigh.
It's like the dude from that garbage creature from Fraggle Rock. You know, they have a garbage creature. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it'll be a garbage creature. Like, it doesn't even need arms or legs. It just is a blob on the ground, as long as it has a mouth and eyes of some sort. But its eyes are made from like headlights from car parts that are in there.
I like it. Yeah. The teeth don't all match. There's definitely some animal teeth.
The teeth are definitely from different animals. Some of them are utensils.
Yeah, there's some screws.
Yeah. It's fearsome, but also mostly harmless because it's not really alive. It's just a trash heap, turns out. They based their school around a trash heap that was already there.
A mythical trash heap that helped shape the community in which they live.
Yes, which gives birth to ReekHigh.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Sonic, I guess. So the show Sonic X aired from 2003 to 2004, written by Hiro Masaki, directed by Hajime Kamagaki, produced by TMS Entertainment, ran for 3 seasons, 78 episodes, originally on the TV Tokyo Network. And in the US, it ran on Fox from 2003 to 2006, and then again from 2007 to 2008, ran on the CW from 2009 to 2014, and then on Kabillion, I don't even know what Kabillion is, from 2013 to present. So I guess it's still airing in the US on Kabillion, whatever that is. It's got to be some weird satellite channel.
That's weird. This is basically like, if you like Sonic the Hedgehog and you like Digimon, this is the show for you. Because everything looks like a Digimon to me.
No, if you like Sonic the Hedgehog, don't watch this show. If you like Digimon, sure, maybe. It's very focused on the human element. Yeah. And Sonic is like, he doesn't have much character to him. That's Sonic's whole thing is his character, and they take it away from him.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
I read the title to a review that I thought was really funny and surprisingly accurate, and it really helped me put it in perspective.
What was it?
Okay, so the review title was, "This is a bad fan fiction written by Christopher Thorndike, who is the kid in the show."
I like that idea. I like that a lot. I like that it's not a legit Sonic cartoon, like it's this kid's fantasy fan fiction.
That's what it feels like, because at one point Sonic essentially becomes his like a servant to his life debt that he feels like he owes him. God, it's so weird. So for a short synopsis, written by Sheldon Andres, a slight malfunction causes chaos control and sends Sonic the Hedgehog to Earth. While there, Sonic meets Chris Thorndike, who aids in collecting the Chaos Emeralds so Sonic and friends can go home. So I don't know if it at the beginning of that it means a slight malfunction causes chaos control to explode, or if chaos control is the actual name of the explosion. I don't know.
I think it causes it to explode, I think is maybe what they meant to say. I don't know.
Maybe they might have left the word out. But yeah, that's the idea anyway. Yeah. Who are some of the actors who played in this?
Glad you asked, Joseph. The characters of Sonic and Shadow were both voiced by Jason Griffith. Oh yeah, Shadow's in this. There you go. All the little edgelords out there. Tails was voiced by Amy Pallant. Knuckles voiced by Dan Green. Amy voiced by Lisa Ortiz. Here's some really good ones. The characters of Cream and Cheese, voiced by Rebecca Honig. Dr. Eggman, voiced by Mike Pollock. Rouge, voiced by Kathleen Delaney. Chris, our fanfic hero, voiced by Suzanne Goldish. And Cosmo, voiced by Amy Birnbaum. So it's there's a lot of characters in this. There's a lot of characters. And I feel like that's kind of, that's a thing with Sonic now and not something I am a fan of. I like characters a lot. Like in general, the thing that drives everything, stories, anything that's good, you got to have some good characters, a good cast. But when you see a Sonic game or cartoon and it's like, we've made a character for every animal we can possibly think of, that's when it's gone too far. And that's what I feel like Sonic stuff does a lot.
All the animal characters pretty much look the same, except they have like one or two distinguishing features. Like Rouge is supposed to be she's supposed to be a bat, but she doesn't look like a bat aside from the fact that she has wings. No, that's really it.
She's Sonic, she's white, and they gave her wings and gigantic boobs.
She's Sonic with wings and cleavage, basically.
So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who Rouge was, and then when we started watching this, they didn't say her name the first few times we saw her. So in my notes, I just wrote bat boobs for everything because I didn't know who or what was supposed to be going on with that. So bat boobs is Rouge. We know that now.
Yeah, she exists. Other animals exist. Okay, so one thing that I guess kind of liked and didn't like about it at the same time was I appreciate that all these characters were in it. A lot of characters from the Sonic universe, some of which I am a fan of, some of which I'm not. Like, it had Biggs the cat. I know Vector the alligator was in it. We didn't see him, but I know he was in an episode or two.
Sure.
And just like really anybody from like the Knuckles Chaotix video game and onward. And so there's all these characters. If you're a fan of the Sonic universe, there's something here for you. It's like a grab bag full of characters. However, none of them, I think, are treated very well. So
No.
as far as writing and or characterization goes. So that's the downside of it.
Including Sonic himself.
Including Sonic, yeah. The namesake. And we'll get into that. But yeah, that's just to start us off. So for a few tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Sonic X cereal, some of the story arcs in the series are pulled directly from the Sonic video games, including Sonic Adventure from 98, Sonic Adventure 2 from 2001, Sonic Battle from 2003, and Sonic Heroes from 2003 as well. So some of these episodes, I guess, were pulled directly from the games. I'm not familiar enough with some of those games to where I could really tell you what those stories were.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I don't know if any of the episodes we watched, though, had any relevance to that. The voice director of Sonic X, Andrew Rannells, played several characters on the show, including Bokun, Deco, Mr. Stewart, and Gamma. Rannells would later depart from 4Kids to become famous on Broadway.
Oh, he's
good for
famous
him.
now. That's good.
He left Sonic, left 4Kids Network, and became famous.
He's like, you know what? I'm just going to go be famous now. Forget this show. I'm done.
Yeah, Sonic has driven me out of the industry.
Maybe
I'm going to go become famous.
Maybe he could make a Sonic Broadway show. There we go. Every song's just about going fast.
maybe that's what Sonic's been missing all this time.
Yeah.
A Broadway show is what can really revive it.
Think about, like, you know, we saw the Sonic movie, like what Sonic was going to look like. Everyone hated it, highly scrutinized, and the animation studio's like, whoops, we'll go back and change that. Now imagine if they did it like this Cats movie coming out, where it was all people's faces just superimposed on Sonic characters. How great would that be?
Ugh, no. if you want to just run Sonic into the ground even further, that's the way to go.
I love it.
Also, Ryan Drummond, the official voice of Sonic the Hedgehog at the time, was going to voice a character in 4Kids Entertainment's English language dub of Sonic X, but 4Kids Entertainment declined to use him because he did not reside in New York City. However, Drummond then tried to move to New York City for a chance to audition for the role, but 4Kids Entertainment still declined that.
Dang.
And their decision enraged many fans of Sonic the Hedgehog.
So basically, like, the whole, well, you don't live in New York, so we're not gonna hire you thing was just, it was a lie. Like, they just didn't want to hire him.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, well, I'll move there. And they're like, ooh, about that.
It's like when you're like, oh, I'm sorry, like, we can't date because you're in a different state or whatever. And they're like, oh, well, what if I just move there? It's like, ooh, no, please don't.
Yeah, they're
that
like,
would be,
you know,
way over the top.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. What if they're like super nice about it though, and they're like, no, you don't need to do that. We don't want to be a burden. You know, your family's from over there. Just stay where you are. We'll find a way to move on.
Making the lie even worse.
I love it.
So, had you ever heard of this show before? I mean, there's been so many Sonic shows.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of so many Sonic titles that I didn't know what was game and what wasn't. So I have definitely heard Sonic X, but I didn't know what it was, and that's the extent.
Yeah, same here. Like, I had heard Sonic X before, but I could not have told you it was a cartoon up until we were like, hey, we're watching Sonic X, and it's like, oh, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Great.
I would have assumed it was a game like Mega Man X, but
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I still don't even know why it's called Sonic X, but whatever.
Because it's extreme.
Is it?
No, it had race cars, so that makes it extreme.
I feel like Sonic Saturn, the Saturday morning one, was more extreme than this one was.
Which is very upsetting to say. That hurts.
So let's go ahead and jump into the episodes we watched for today's show. The very first episode, the highest rated episode, and finally a random listener chosen episode. Or it may vary depending on how those episodes fall chronologically, but of course we have to start with the very first episode, which was Chaos Control Freaks. Chaos Control Freaks? I guess that's how you'd say it. Season 1, episode 1.
Freaks? I don't know.
The city's finest are put on high alert when a mysterious blue hedgehog suddenly appears in the middle of a downtown intersection.
Ugh, I'm rolling my eyes. You can't hear it, but they're rolling.
Well, let me tell you, like, I was hopeful for this show at first. It opened really well.
Yes,
like,
it did.
It opened in an interesting way. It's like, okay, Sonic's fighting Dr. Robotnik. He's going through this cool, like running through his like a labyrinth of
compound and blowing all these turrets are aimed at him, and he's just going through. He's just storming that thing, which was like that did look cool. That's how I imagine the people wanting to raid Area 51 think it's going to go down. Like they're just going to run.
Well, except they're all holding their arms behind their backs, running like Naruto.
Yeah, which Sonic was doing. He was doing the Naruto run, so he did it before Naruto. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. But yeah, he just runs in there, run all fast, destroying everything, and I'm like, this is BA. This might actually be a good Sonic cartoon. I was wrong.
And
I was so wrong.
Okay. So even when he gets in there and he starts, messing with Dr. Robotnik, it's like, all right, this is the Sonic I expect. This is, Dr. Robotnik's going to like test him to do something, because he could have just pushed that button and set off the whole thing, but he didn't right away. He was trying to just like test Sonic's like abilities or whatever. And so, like, all right, it's fine. It's fine. There's Chaos Emeralds involved, which I like because that means Supersonic's involved, which we see in the intro even. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I haven't really seen that in the cartoon before. So I'm excited still. And then the compound explodes. And I'm like, okay, like, this is crazy. Like, what's going to happen now? And then here's where I knew it was not going to be good. When Sonic wakes up in the middle of a highway and he's in our reality. Yep. And I'm like, oh no, why? Why would you do that?
Oh yeah. There's a very extended scene of police officers responding to a blue hedgehog running, through the city. And like, there's a joke, blue hedgehog, that must be a new sports car from overseas. Oh, Joseph. Yeah. I think the best part was the elite speed team that we had. Oh,
the
my
elite
God.
Speed team that are trying to not race Sonic. Well, okay, so many things wrong with that. So first of all, that there's an elite speed team at all, and their thing is they drive in Formula One cars.
Yes,
it's like, all right,
they're like
whatever,
a division of the police.
Right,
if that wasn't clear. Yeah.
It's like, for what purpose would they be needed at all? And second of all, like, Sonic doesn't have to keep running on the road. He could have just like left the road and run somewhere else, and then they're useless. Yeah. And that's where I was like, all right, like, suspension of disbelief, as much as a suspension of disbelief with a Sonic crossing over into our world is already gone, because that doesn't make any sense. Sonic would not continue just running on the road, or he might just to test them, and that's fine. And he did, and he was winning and whatever. And then he like jumps off accidentally runs himself off a cliff and starts to sort of fly or float from
he floats
speed
the air
he had gathered
for so long. But it's like in multiple scenes, though, he just defies the laws of gravity 100%. Like, like even in the games, when Sonic is like running real fast, he can run up a wall, right? I mean, with enough momentum, anything can get up the wall if it has enough momentum for its size and mass. Well, mass and weight is what I mean. But here, there's multiple times that he's run so fast and he kind of just runs up through the air a few times. Like, he's not even on a surface. And I'm like, okay, guys, pull back a little bit here. Let's examine the decisions in our lives that got us to this point.
But also, we see him, like, as he's floating from this run, he starts to descend, and he's kind of right over a swimming pool, and he's just like, oh no, water. I don't remember in Sonic games, I feel like you can kind of move in water still. Like, you can't move for long, you're running out of breath. But
did it have any water levels or anything?
I want to say yes, because I think I remember like the timer, like the death timer going down. Like, I remember the sound of that as you're in a Sonic game. So I don't know if it's like in the present time Sonic games, like you couldn't swim or something. So that was supposed to be like an inside joke. And if it was, then good on them. That was kind of funny. But if it wasn't, then there was no point to it. So I'm just going to assume it was an inside joke based on the way Sonic games were at the time.
Okay.
And so he lands in the water, and he just cannot move. He can't get momentum anywhere. Like, I'm assuming he's so light, he can't even really like kick himself off. It still seems like he could have like moved his hands and kind of propelled himself had he tried, but he wasn't thinking about it, I guess. So he was just kind of running in place. And then we see like the kid who we were talking about earlier, Christopher. He is looking down from his window. He looks into his pool, and I don't know about you. I didn't see anything in his pool.
I didn't either.
Down in it.
And also, he has 2 pools. There's 2.
Oh,
Sonic only landed in one of them.
He's a rich kid, which made it even less relatable. And so he is like runs out of his mansion, like runs downstairs and out of his mansion, and then somehow saw Sonic. I don't know if they forgot to add Sonic in the frame where he was looking down in the pool, but he was not there.
Honestly, they're like, what's
there
the
was
point?
Nothing there. Yeah. And so he goes down, he saves Sonic, and at that point, Sonic basically feels like he owes him a life debt. It seems like.
I guess.
You don't hear that at first, but in the next episode we watch, like, it definitely comes up.
So some things about this episode I want to bring up. For one, okay, if they want to do the thing where it's like, when Sonic falls in the water, he dies in the games. So, like, he can't move in the water or he's bad in water. But he's kicking his feet. And if you kick your feet in water, that's a fundamental part of swimming. So, like, he would move. He would move. Even if just a little bit, he would be moving. I mean, by that logic, propellers don't work. Like, that's just stupid.
Well, that's why it has to be, like, an inside thing.
The other thing I want to bring up is the real star of this episode, and that is the cop that's leading the speed team, who I don't catch his real name, but he does at
Highway Star.
Yeah, when he gets Sonic to stop for a minute and talks to him, and he's just like, "They call me the Highway Star." I threw up in my mouth a little bit, and I had to swallow it, and then I had to go brush my teeth, even though it was like the middle of the day. I shouldn't have had to do that, Joseph. I shouldn't have to brush my teeth in the middle of the day, but this show made me do it.
The speed team was kind of pointless anyway, because even after he used his Super Nitro, his like super move, he still couldn't catch Sonic, and Sonic was running backwards at the time.
Did you even catch like what he said at one point? He's like, finally, a whole year and we only made 1 arrest. And I'm like, really? This police department has this whole team. It's not just this dude. It's like 5 or 6 dudes that literally they've just been waiting around for a whole year doing nothing. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Those better be like volunteer positions, because if they're salary, that is wasted.
He probably
city
makes
money
more
right
than
there.
everyone else at that precinct. I love his line, though, when it's just like Sonic starts out running him because he thinks he's going to catch up, and then Sonic just kind of goofs and shoots forward real quick. And he literally says it with these weird pauses where he's like, "I will not have anybody faster than me on my highway." And I'm like, what? Were they just trying to fill some time?
Yeah, so that was that episode.
Yeah, and
I mean,
that was, I feel the best episode
really,
out of the 3 we watched.
Honestly, it was, because part of it didn't involve humans. And so that's what made it better fundamentally than the others. Like, there were some funny lines in it, but I don't know if it was intentional or if it was just bad writing, or because it was Japanese originally, it may have been bad translation. And that's what I'm going to chalk it up to, partially.
Probably, yeah.
So the second episode we watched for today's show was Friends Till the End, Season 2, Episode 25, which was the highest rated for some reason. And in this one, Chris is unable to come to terms with the idea of parting with Sonic and decides to run away with him.
Yep.
There's so many things about this episode that
well, first I want to say
made me dislike this cartoon.
Decides to run away with him is more like he kidnaps him, and Sonic goes through a whole Stockholm Syndrome ordeal. Like, that's what really happens.
He really does kidnap Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that there was going to be some payoff, like he was taking him to do something that like they needed Sonic to help. But no, he was literally just kidnapping him to fight his own loneliness.
Yeah, or like, even it would have been even acceptable if he's just like, I need 1 more day to show Sonic like something cool, to like make one more lasting memory. But no, he kidnapped Sonic. Sonic gets into it, and then like they just run off into the woods.
Well, because first, like, it opens with all the Sonic people, Sonic friends, like getting warped back to their own dimension. Like, they've got the Chaos Emeralds or whatever.
Yeah, I guess the rest of them
fix what they needed to.
Showed up in our reality at some point, and now Well, we do find out that, and this is the big thing, they have to return to their own reality because something is causing those two realities. They're like converging or something. And if they don't get everyone back into their right dimensions, for whatever reason, time will slow to a stop.
Oh, yeah.
And Joseph, we got to go fast. We can't stop.
Yeah, so the Sonic characters are warping back, and like the humans are crying over it, like literal tears.
Yeah.
And Chris is telling Sonic, like, you're my best friend. And he's just thinking to himself,
with a big old
like,
smile on his face.
Yeah, but he's thinking to himself, like, please don't go, like, whatever, like, I'm going to miss you so much, or all this. And then, like, he's thinking, like, what if I don't let him go, or something like that. And so as Sonic's about to step to the teleporter, Chris turns it off and then runs off with them. But Sonic, like, when Sonic first turned around, I thought he was going to be, like, complaining, but he just really went with it. He's like, well, all right.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, man, like, he's saying these things, like, oh, right, Sonic, I'll see you later, and, like, smiling, giving a thumbs up, and then we're hearing all those things in his head, and I'm like, this kid's psychotic. He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
And, like, literally, the episode kind of plays out that way, I think unintentionally, because, yeah, he grabs Sonic by the hand, he starts the run, even though Sonic is a billion times faster. Sonic's just like, okay, running along with them and stuff. They go hide out into the woods, and like, this is the thing that makes it the weirdest, is that Sonic knows both of these realities. They both know both realities are doomed if he doesn't go back to his own reality, his own dimension. And like, they run off, and Chris is just like, so like, what do you want to do? We should do something. And Sonic's like, yeah, whatever you want to do, that's cool. And I'm like, one, Chris became a psychotic, kidnapping, crazy person. And Sonic became not a hero anymore. He became like this lethargic, I don't really care what happens, like, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Sonic got his personality completely stripped away from him for some reason, and we don't even get a good reason why. Yeah. It's just he's like, he feels like he owes Chris for saving his life earlier, and then Chris is upset by that because he's like, I thought you were my friend. He's like, no, I'm sorry. Like, let me back up. I am your friend, but I also owe you my life.
Yeah, he's got a Wookiee life debt is what he's got.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they are just running around together, and it goes into this, like, sort of deeper kind of philosophical, not even philosophical, just a deeper, like, emotional level where it's like, Chris doesn't want Sonic to go because he knows, like, he'll be lonely again since his parents don't pay attention to him or anything. So it's like, it almost seems like a PSA on parents needing to pay attention to their kids and not try to buy them off with toys and whatever, because that is a big part of it. Yeah. And that's kind of sad, but it doesn't really belong in a Sonic cartoon at all.
While you're kidnapping the main character.
Yeah, and this is definitely a weird way to go about showing that, sending that message.
Yeah. I mean, while they're kind of out there in the woods and stuff, and they're talking about, or at least Chris is kind of talking about, and I think this stemmed from the whole life debt thing. Chris goes into a thing about when they first met, and we literally see like 5 minutes of the first episode, which is the one we just watched.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, like, why? What? Here's the thing. And this comes into play, I guess not so much in the next episode, but this episode and the one before it. I feel like nothing really happened. Like, you've got this one focal point in the first one. Sonic comes to Earth, gets chased by cops, falls in a pool. And somehow that played out over like 24 minutes, and I don't know how.
Because the cops chased him for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like it was like 12 minutes into this episode or something. I'm just like, nothing has happened aside from Chris and Sonic ran off, and there's been nothing else to report on.
I know we're feeling as lethargic as Sonic here because we're just like, what's happening? Like, what do you want to do, Chris? Do something. Like, give us something.
Now,
nothing happened.
Here's the possible genius of this. Genius is because Sonic hadn't returned yet. Time was literally slowing to a standstill, which is why this episode felt like nothing happened because time had stopped.
I feel like you're giving it too much credit, but I'm going to go with that. We'll assume that's because there's no other excuse for why this episode felt so slow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even the wrap up of it was just like, all right, well, I'm going to leave after all. And Chris is like, sorry, I was selfish. Maybe we'll see each other again someday. I don't know. If we miss each other, though, we can look at the moon because that's the same in both worlds for some reason. I don't know if they live on different planets or what.
Is nothing else the same? Like they don't have the same color sky. There's no oceans. There's no
just
stars,
the moon,
trees.
Chris. You heard
just
Sonic.
The moon.
You heard what he said.
Just the moon. We don't have humans. We just have whatever Eggman is.
He took Sonic to this cabin that he used to go to when he was a little kid, and they are happy to see him. Everybody's happy. His parents are more appreciative of him.
They're happy to see him. I had a dark thought. Okay, because
no.
When his parents come up on him, where he is, he's standing on a dock, and Sonic is nowhere in sight. Turns around, and he's just got that grin on his face, and I'm just thinking, oh, he killed Sonic. He drowned Sonic. Sonic's dead. He's like, he'll never leave.
That did not cross my mind.
I mean, we've just seen this kid become a psychopath before our eyes. And that slow motion turn around at the end with that smile. I'm like, Sonic is dead. He's dead. But, and then the episode just ends. There's nothing. It just ends. There's nothing else. He doesn't say anything.
No real resolution except that Sonic got away. If it had ended there, I could have maybe agreed with you. But since there were future episodes, I'm assuming Sonic was not killed at that moment.
I guess he wasn't, unless he was revived.
Maybe he still had like a ring left, and so he just had to pick it back up, and he didn't permadie. So the last episode we watched for today's show, though, was a Metarex melee and or clash Sonic versus Shadow. Season 3, episode 12, and this was your pick.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm so sorry. Well, okay, I'm looking at the list of all the episodes, and nothing's grabbing me. Nothing's taking hold of my chest hair and pulling me towards it. So, I see this one. It just says Sonic versus Shadow. Oh, cool. That might be fun. They're kind of polar opposites. Shadow, sometimes is an anti-hero. Seeing those two go up against each other, if that's like a whole episode, that might be cool. Yeah, let's watch some Sonic versus Shadow, not knowing that would only be 30 seconds of the episode.
If the other episodes have taught you anything, the main point of them is never the main focus.
Yes. Oh, God.
In this one, Sonic faces off against Dark Oak once again. Eggman has taken control of Blue Typhoon, and outside the fortress are Metarex Armada led by Red Pine. None of those words make any sense to me right now.
I was about to say, can you read the English version of that, please? I don't know what you just said.
So Dark Oak is like, they're like the Decepticons, kind of. They're just these like evil robots, but they also like are named after trees or wood or something.
Yeah, to me, Dark Oak and then the other like generals of the Metarex, which I guess are first I thought it was a person, but I guess it's actually like who they are, like
it's the
army.
Race,
culture, army, whatever.
Yeah.
So Dark Oak is basically a Darth Vader, Shredder, superhuman samurai cyber squad hybrid.
All of the above.
A Power Rangers villain.
Samurai Pizza Cat.
Yeah, just all of those things. Like I'm pretty sure if you just heard what we said, whatever picture you have in your head right now, that's exactly what he looks like.
It's close enough.
It. Yeah, you're there. You're with us. I got so confused on this episode. At first, I thought they were teaming up with Robotnik to stop the Metarex, but then I guess they're not.
At first. No, at first I think you're right, but
it just kind of changed.
But then Dr. Robotnik's just like, nah, they're gonna kill us all. I'm just gonna run. Like, I don't need this. Thing. And then Shadow is his loyal like servant. So Shadow is like, all right, well, I'm gonna run too.
He has amnesia. Yeah.
And then and here I thought Rouge was a good guy at this point, but she's clearly not, because later on she drops Chris and leaves him for death. Like she drops him like out of a space station, kind of, and he is saved by Knuckles.
This is what's weird. So at first, it sounded like Sonic and Knuckles were almost, well, I think it was actually Knuckles that spoke with him. It almost sounded like they had some sort of very temporary alliance with Eggman to stop the Metarex. Some of the Chaos Emeralds were in the hands of Sonic's team. Some of them were in the hands of Eggman. I think they needed to get them all together to do this thing, to stop the Metarex. And this is where things get weird, as if they weren't weird already. This is where it gets weird.
Here's where it gets weird.
Eggman has been speaking with Shadow, who's doing his bidding. It kind of sounded like Rouge had been also working for Eggman, maybe. Also, Chris is there, and Chris is still in his...
Why is Chris still here?
He's in his 11-year-old body, but says that he's 18 years old.
Oh, I know. And when he said that, I was like, wait a second. What? You're supposed to be 18? Because he sounds like this.
Yes, 18 years old. That's how you sounded.
He doesn't look 18. He doesn't sound 18, but he swears he's 18. That kid is old enough to smoke.
Could you imagine that little kid's just smoking a cigar while he's doing this?
That's what I was thinking that whole time. I was like, this kid could legally smoke. After they said he was 18, I was so stuck on that.
No wonder he's psychotic.
Well, he's trapped in a little boy's body, yeah.
I would kidnap hedgehogs too if that were me. He does like a ninja thing, throws down this like almost like a ninja smoke bomb thing, steals the emeralds from Eggman, gets in this little like not a spacecraft, but a little like hovercraft inside Robotnik's ship, space station, whatever it is, and is flying away. Shadow comes after him, crashes Chris's ship, and then they're just casually walking through a hallway. Like Shadow's chasing him, but they are walking the pace of an elderly woman who should have a walker, but somebody misplaced it for her and she can't find it.
See, at first I thought that Shadow was like rethinking his ways and was like, you know what, I'm going to let him go, or I'm going to give him a chance to get away. And then Rouge comes in and picks him up. I was like, okay, so she's saving him. And that's when she's like, hey, give me the Chaos Emeralds. He's like, no, I can't do that. And she's like, all right, well, good luck. And then drops him.
She tries to kill him.
Yeah, tries to kill him. So I know she's a thief, but there's honor among thieves. And she just has zero. She's like, I'm going to kill this kid. Oh, now that I know he's 18, I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, like she's just like, oh, he's 18 years old. Cool. I won't get like charged for murdering a minor. Yeah. Drops him down this shaft and he falls for a long time. But Knuckles shows up there and grabs him real quick. Yeah, it was weird. Okay, did you see for some reason at one point, and I think it was towards the end, Knuckles is like praying to a giant emerald or something? What the heck?
Yeah, he's praying to the Master Emerald. I don't know if that's their god or what, because he's literally like praying for it to lend them its might.
Yeah, what?
And that for some reason helps them power up their ship and escape this black hole. This black hole had formed, I guess, from the power struggle between Sonic and Shadow, who had become supersonic.
Is that they went Super Saiyan?
Yeah, they go Supersonic and Super Shadow. They're Super Saiyan forms.
In all honesty, we know, like, you can be a Sonic fan all you want. You know that was stolen from DBZ because it looks exactly the same. Their hair stands up and they turn gold. I mean, come on.
And so, like, there's this huge power struggle going on, I guess, between...
For 30 seconds.
Between Supersonic and Super Shadow. That is the Sonic versus Shadow part of it.
Yeah.
And then this black hole forms and starts, like, pulling the Metarex and everything in, and starts to pull them in as well. And that's where Knuckles prays to the Mega Emerald, to the Master Emerald, and I guess their god is a merciful one and allows them to escape this black hole. But then we get like a stinger at the end where it's like the Metarex guy. What is his name? Dark Oak. He's like, oh, I was just testing you here. It was just a test. Yeah, as he gets like taken into the black hole.
You know that was a lie. I mean, that's just like when you go to like your dad takes you to the driving range at the local golf course. and like you're like, okay, yeah, I can do this, and you swing and completely miss the ball, and you're like, oh, that was just a practice swing. That was just practice. That is exactly what Dark Oak was doing. We didn't lose. I mean, it was just a test. We were just seeing how strong.
Yeah, we just wanted to see how strong Supersonic was. It was pretty strong, but not strong enough.
Yeah, but I mean, like my dad could beat up his dad. It's, he's not that powerful. It's whatever. So many things bug me about this. Like they give no explanation for a black hole just showing up. I mean, we assume maybe it was from Sonic and Shadow, but there was no real context clues to prove that that's why.
No one gave us any narrative or anything as to why that might be. They're just like, oh no, it's a black hole. Be careful. Right. So I don't know if in a prior episode, like them going super Sonic or super Shadow, like caused one. If not, then that was just real lazy for them not to say anything about it. Just be like, well, it happens.
Another thing is like when everything's getting sucked in, the Metarex gets sucked through it. Okay, problem solved. Eggman's ship starts getting sucked through it, and I like that Sonic was just like, oh, there's Eggman. But Shadow is somehow powerful enough to let himself get sucked close to the black hole, grab the ship, and then he teleports it away. I didn't know he could teleport, but he did. And the whole time, Sonic's like hanging on for dear life. And I'm like, is Shadow just that much more powerful than Sonic? Is that canon? Or is this just really bad writing again?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the latter, honestly. Yeah. I don't know. Normally I try to make excuses for cartoons because like I know they're trying, but in this case, it really doesn't feel like it. This feels like even from the start almost, it feels like the last season of a show where they know they're about to be canceled, so they give up. But this thing ran for 3 seasons, and as far as I know, was decently received. But I wouldn't know why.
The Chaos Emeralds go through the black hole too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
I don't know where those came from because I mean, the last we saw of them, Shadow had recovered the 2 that Chris tried to steal. Sonic and whoever he's with, someone named Cheese or whatever the hell, he had 2. And when they powered up and went Super Saiyan, I think they both had possession of those. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe they were just like, oh, I'm so powerful now. Like, I don't even care about these emeralds. I'm just going to drop them in space. Let go of them. That would account for 4. But we see 6 of them, I think, go through that portal. And I'm like, where did those other ones come from?
What I was wondering was why Shadow powered down and Sonic didn't.
I don't know.
When neither of them had the Chaos Emeralds anymore.
I have no idea. You're asking too many questions. You're too smart.
I'm done. I'm done talking about this show. Well, Chris, it looks like it's about time we send our inner kids to, well, actually just leave them here since Sonic and friends came to visit us this time. Then see what they thought of the show, Sonic X.
You know, a lot of other Sonic cartoons are just really stupid. And this one is too. Each episode we watched, barely anything even happened. It's just punishing me for no reason, like when I get grounded for setting things on fire. The fire always gets put out before anything cool happens, so I don't know what all the fuss is about. So I gave this cartoon 1 bowl of Highway Star cereal out of 5.
This cartoon was incredibly, painfully below average. It wasn't the worst Sonic cartoon, which is saying a lot, but it wasn't anywhere near the best. I did appreciate the addition of many of the Sonic side characters and all the supersonic action, but throwing it into the human world was an odd choice, a bad choice, I might say, and ultimately one that I didn't really care for. Not to mention the fact that Sonic, the titular character, felt very much like a secondary character. You may as well have called the show Chris X featuring Sonic. Overall, I'd give Sonic X 2 big bowls of Lonely Chris Loop cereal out of 5, and would only really recommend watching this one for the visuals. The rest falls pretty flat.
I just want everyone to know right now, really quickly, this is maybe the most important and like heartfelt thing I will ever say on this podcast. And that is that when I die, I want my biography to be called Chris X.
Featuring Sonic.
I'm going to leave all of you listeners and you, Joseph, you are in charge. You guys got to make sure that comes to fruition. If you don't, I will haunt you. I will haunt all of you.
If you leave me in charge, this is definitely going to be featuring Sonic then.
Okay, that's fine.
What are your thoughts on this show? Like, we both didn't like it, of course,
Yeah.
but what would you say to someone who was like, should I watch this show? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to examine their decision-making process. I would say, like, okay, here's the thing is, after watching 3 episodes of this, I can't tell you what this is about. I have no idea. I mean, there's Sonic, and there's a billion other characters. You've got Eggman, Robotnik, whatever you feel like calling them today. You got race cars. You've got basically the Infinity Stones, and you've got the evil Samurai Cyber Squad named after a bunch of foliage.
It's like it has elements of what could have been good shows, but it's trying to mix them all together, and it makes a really bad show.
Yeah.
It's like the worst stew possible.
And you got this random child that's psychotic and kidnaps people. I mean, it's like they threw all that stuff in a blender, poured it into the cups, and I don't feel like drinking it. No, I don't want that.
I think bringing it into the human world was probably the worst decision that they made on this thing.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
The reason you watch a Sonic cartoon or play a Sonic game is so that you can experience Sonic and that whole universe. I don't want to come back to Earth with Sonic. Doesn't make any sense. Let alone that terrible Sonic and Chris bonding episode, which was him kidnapping him to fight his own loneliness. Like that's really sad on multiple levels. He is psychotic, like you said.
It's so bad. Like they could have done something really sweet. You know, they could have done something that makes you. I mean, I can't say what led up to this episode, but it makes something. They could have done something that makes you really value those two's friendships. But instead, it took like this weird kind of dark turn and just. I don't know, made this character, if Chris was ever likable, made him extremely unlikable and unrelatable. And I think that's a huge problem.
And Sonic just lost the will to live in that episode.
Yeah, Sonic just didn't care what happened with his life anymore. I mean, they wrote him like he had Stockholm Syndrome. Like, oh, well, this guy used to be my friend, but now he's kidnapped me. And now I guess I'm just going to do what he says because I just don't want to hurt him. So I guess the rest of my life and the lives of everyone else who are in danger because of my inaction, I guess, is forfeit.
Which is everyone on Earth. Because of Chris's selfishness, everyone on Earth was put at risk of time just stopping.
And everyone in Sonic's universe, too.
Yeah.
So it's like, it just made no sense.
He put 2 universes in danger because he was a lonely kid.
Such a bad idea. Everything about this was bad.
So thanks for suggesting it to us, ReekHigh. That was
thank you so much. We had a great time.
Well, so it looks like our milk supply is nowhere dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And instead of next week, we're going to be taking a little hiatus and doing bi-weekly for at least the next couple weeks. So in 2 weeks, we'll be watching
The Hollow, suggested via me because it's going to be my birthday. And I'm a special birthday boy.
You are a special boy.
I know.
Don't let anybody tell you differently.
I know. My mom tells me every day when she texts me to wake me up in the morning to go to school.
I was just thinking it'd be so funny if like your mom texted you as Chris X.
Chris X. Yeah. Can you change me in your phone to Chris X, please?
It's already done. Already done.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's cool, actually, because I had seen at least the first episode of The Hollow, so I remember liking it, so it'll be interesting to jump in a little bit further.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I saw an ad for it. I thought it looked interesting, so I watched the trailer, and it just seems like something I would really, really enjoy. Just the whole atmosphere and idea of it is just kind of in line with all of my favorite things. Like things like Stranger Things and Super 8 and Goonies and, you know, kid-based danger kind of movies and shows and stuff. So I'm very interested.
Yeah, I think you'll dig it based on at least what I saw of it.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris X.
And we'll see you next Saturday.
Presented by Nerdsloth,
a place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.